Hey y'all, Tiff here. Let's quickly, in like 10 minutes, give you some marketing tips for fall and winter. So this is a pivotal point for you, and it's a time of the year where most independent business owners get lost and just distracted really by life. It's back to school time. You're just coming off the cups of summer, so you're just really trying to get reacclimated. But I want to talk about your fall and winter marketing plan because it's so important for many reasons. All right. So if you would like these tips, because I'm going to go through them fast, if you would like these tips, leave any emoji in the comments. Okay. And if you can hear me, thumbs up this video real fast. That will help me a whole lot. Okay. So let's get right to it. So again, if you would like these tips, put any emoji in the chat so that I can get them to you. All right. So I want you to think about what your whole goal is for fall and winter. It's so important that you start to think about your plan and whatever your seasonal promotions will be, because you don't want to be the business that starts to communicate with people during the holidays. What happens is we fail to build relationships and we only pop up in people's inboxes and now text messages when we want a sale. So this is a great time to start your holiday prep by determining how you are going to sell to your current clients, and then also how are you going to prepare yourself for your new clients. Tiffany, why is this important? Many times we get too comfortable with just selling and marketing to the people that we know. We get used to selling and marketing to the people that have already purchased from us. Those people, not 8 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, are going to come back to you. You don't need to be worried about them. You need to make sure that you are in place to handle a new volume of clients. Make sure that you have the capacity to serve a new set of people. And new clients have different expectations than people who know you. So for example, if you are a makeup artist and you sell lipstick, right? Clients who always purchase that lipstick from you, they're going to come back and they're used to what you have to offer. New clients want a great experience. So you want to make sure that that first experience is the best. If you are a baker, I'll always go to like baking because like that's food, and people are, people love their food and you want to make sure that you deliver. Would you agree? Those who know you are going to come to you, but how are you going to make sure that the experience is great for new customers? So think about how are you going to have your seasonal promotions. I want you to also focus on how you are going to build connections and relationships with people. And you want to be the go-to. You want to be the company, the business owner. You want to provide the service or product that people remember and they trust coming to. Again, don't just pop up when you want something or need something from people. You want to have an ongoing relationship where people are getting to know you, like you, and trust you. So personalize your engagement with people. Do your best to remember people's names. As you grow and scale, that's impossible. And that's a good thing because you want clients that you don't know. You know that you're growing, you know that your business is going to its next level when you have clients that you don't even know, don't even see, etc. But your systems will be set up, or your email marketing software, for example, will be set up to personalize the interaction. People love to feel as if they are your only client. Think about you as a customer. You like that personalized attention, whether it be brick and mortar or digital. When I walk into an establishment, especially certain places, I expect to be addressed by my name. I expect to be acknowledged, and the same thing. So you want to make sure that you are building relationship and personalizing experiences. It's always fun. It's always fun to share behind the scenes of what you do as well. So again, if you are a baker, if you are a painter, if you are a makeup artist, if you are a business coach, a photographer, take people behind the scenes of what you do. We are nosy. You and I are nosy. If you want to stop the scroll, show people what you do and how you produce. It's also another way of validating who you are and adding credibility to your name and your brand, because people see you in action. It's not just a regular static post. It's not a regular picture, because everybody's posting that. But when you show behind the scenes of what you do, it really reels people in, because we like to see that. That's why content on TikTok, you know, has a larger reach. That's why video altogether has a larger reach, because people are consuming. We like video. We're not trying to read. We're not trying to really learn, but we could just look and watch, even on mute. We are drawn into it. So think about how you can bring your clients, bring your audience behind the scenes. And I want you to focus on the value of what it is that you're offering. Many times we do what we do so much that we forget how important it is. So remember the value that you add to your audience. How is your service or how is your product valuable? People are not going to buy from you just because you say, hey, come buy this product, come buy my service. How valuable is it to them? Or rather, what would their lives be like if they had your service? How are they missing out if they don't have your product? So you want to ask yourself, speak to the value of your service, because as we head into fall and winter and your marketing, you're not going to be the only person posting. More businesses, more brands are going to be pumping up the volume of their content. And you, as a independent business owner, as a small business, your content is in the feed with other companies. And everybody's going to be posting. People who haven't posted in months are going to start posting. So you want to speak to the value of your product or your service. Next, I want you to also focus on how you can follow up after the sale. It is so important to think about the end use of your service or your product. You know how you have an experience with a company and you purchase that product or that service, they email you when you pay, they send you your shipping information, and then they're done. Add an extra touch by following up. Don't just assume that people had a great experience with you. Don't assume that people just loved your lipstick because they purchased it. Don't assume that people loved your cake just because they purchased it. How was that whole experience from them? That feedback helps you grow and become better. And it also shows that you are attentive and you care about your clients. I reached out to a company not long ago and I said, hey, I heard from you all heavy, when I was a new client, when I first paid. But after, I didn't hear anything. That follow-up is important. And so that's why you need to have systems in place to where, for example, you add people to your mailing list. So, because it's impossible to reach out to every single client, and that's not what we want you to do, right? You don't have time to do that. But when you have systems in place, those systems help you to reach your clients. Does this make any sense? So think about the last product that you sold or the last service that you rendered. How did you follow up with that person? For example, on Saturday, I do one-on-one coaching sessions, right? So on Saturday, I had a one-on-one coaching session with Jay. Hey, girl, Jay, if you watching, hey, girl, hey. We did a one-on-one coaching session. She got her coaching notes right after the session. Jay has her 3 action steps to follow, and I am going to follow up with her to check on her and assess how she's doing with those action steps. I'm going to make sure that I don't forget to follow up with her, because in my system, in my structure, that follow-up email is already scheduled to go out. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So in whatever, I don't know if you're using Spotify, whatever you're not, did I say Spotify? I meant Shopify. I haven't streamed on Spotify in a while. I don't know why I said Spotify. But let's say you use Shopify, for example. Do you have a follow-up in your Shopify store to check in with clients? Are you really assessing how people are doing? So again, don't assume that your stuff is the best just because people purchase from you. All right. And if you're watching replay or if you're just joining in, if you would like these tips, I will send them to you. Just drop any emoji in the chat. Okay. So let me give you 2 strategies on how to get your marketing set up for fall and winter. One, I want you to have a plan by way of structuring some type of content calendar. If you're great with posting content consistently every day without a plan in place, you just post, cool, that's great. But if you find that you forget to post or you don't find time to post, that's because we need to add intent. The intent was not there. We need to identify, block off time for you to create content or to create a plan rather. And you're going to do that by way of creating a content calendar. It does not have to be elaborate. You're not going to follow that anyway. Google content calendar, several will pop up. If you use Canva, jump in Canva, type content calendar. If you have a social media manager, he or she should be handling that for you. For my clients, we handle that for our clients. They don't have to do any of that. But I need you to have a content calendar so that you can map out and have an idea of what you want to post. And then go ahead and schedule that content. Now, I suggest scheduling most of your content. And then when you can, jump and post, content on a whim, because that just helps in more ways than one. But that is a structured way to make sure that you are intentional. Okay, so if you're not getting the reach, if you're not getting the attention or the sales, just really look at your content and see if you've been consistent. And do understand the algorithm has changed, but do not blame the algorithm from your reach, because good content will attract people. The right content will attract people. Not as easy as it used to, but it still will reach people. Okay, and I want you to focus on being authentic. It's not about being perfect. You're standing in your own way because you're trying to be perfect and put out the best stuff. There's so much information out here on the internet. We are consumed with over 3,000 messages a day. Like, people really don't have time to be critiquing your stuff. And if they are, they're not your ideal client anyway. So I want you to focus on being authentic. That means owning your voice, posting who you are, posting what you believe, posting what you do. Don't compare your cakes to anybody else's. Don't compare your lipsticks to anybody else's. Don't compare your boutique to anybody else's. Post what it is that you have to offer, and you will attract those people. Many times we get stuck because we're trying to be perfectionists, and then you're not reaching people because you're not doing anything. And how do you expect to get more people? How do you expect to create an unparalleled digital experience and presence if you're not posting any content because you're trying to be perfect? And you don't have to post on every single platform either. You need to be posting where your clients are. That's a conversation for another day, okay? But highlight the most important information that you want to share with your clients, and don't overlook your analytics. Look at your analytics. They show you what your audience is reacting to. And it will surprise you, because most times what you think will be your best content is not. It's so weird. And then that will also show you, hopefully make you more comfortable to see, wow, I posted this thing, this, this picture, this video. I didn't even think it was great, but people responded to it. This received the most reactions. So I'm going to post more of this. So I want you to not get caught up in perfectionism. Just post the content, put it out there. And then if you wake up the next day and you still don't like it, take it down. If it just make your heart happy, take it down. But I want you to get the content out there and make sure that you're telling your audience what to do. it is important to have calls to actions. And I'm noticing that when you're more conversational, well, you have to have a purpose in your content. But what works for me a lot of times is just being conversational and typing the way I talk, like talking to my audience the way I would talk to them in a coaching session. If my team is helping them with their social media, like we are going to type the way we're talking, and that's okay. That makes you the relatable brand. That makes you the brand that people remember. That's the authenticity that we are talking about. You have to be okay communicating with your audience the way that you are. Don't compare your copy, don't compare your words to anybody else's. You have to be authentic in your brand. And again, this is so important because fall and winter marketing like takes you into the new year. You want to have a strong customer base so that when you start 2025, the upcoming year, you have a strong customer base who are going to be ready to funnel in again, to purchase your service again, to opt in for your products again, because you were set up for fall and winter. And then when summer spring break comes around, you can actually take a break because you put in work. When summer comes around, you can actually take a break because you put in work, or you already have a plan. You know what works. And I'm not going to say that, but anyway, so I want you to consider this when it comes to your fall and winter marketing. This is not the time to sleep on your marketing. If you haven't done much of anything this year, this is a great time to do it. But please don't hop in people's inboxes and don't start texting people December 20th because now you want to sell. You need to be cultivating those relationships now. You need to be building a name and reputation for your brand, and don't just depend on the clients, the customers that you currently have. People change, our likes change, our interests change, our budgets change. One little thing, one little mistake, and somebody might just, decide to go with another company. It happens all the time. Think about how you decide to go with different companies. You never know what's going to happen or how people's interests change. You might make one mistake and then they're gone forever. So you want to always be making sure that you're getting in front of new audiences. So optimize social media for your benefit. But the one thing that you don't want to do is nothing. You need to get into action. It's September right now. You need to get into action, right? And start your plan and your strategy and monetize the moment. You never know when you're going to meet your moment. I remember some years ago, her name is not coming to mind right now. I was like, girl, do a Super Bowl sale. She was like, what? I'm like, yes, run a Super Bowl sale. She sold like max out of her cake sales. You never know. You're one like, one post, one share away. Are you ready to meet that moment? I remember I had another client, one of her reels went viral, and she was like, what am I supposed to do? You never know. And you want to optimize that attention. That's just what Shannon Sharp did. Like, I don't know if the tape or his little live, I don't know if that was scheduled or if it was a mistake. Either way, his team met the moment. The man got merch. And if you watch my video the other day, I think I showed that. But the man has merchandise, and it's just like they met the moment. A lot of people don't feel that Kendrick Lamar should be the headline of the Super Bowl. Now, I hope he brings on Wayne and all the other talent in New Orleans, but he just kind of right now is most relevant. And on my blog and on my business page, I went into why I think Kendrick was chosen versus Lil Wayne. But right now, he's relevant. That diss between him and Drake, that one track is what's most relevant right now. And there are some other variables I think that the team considered, but just think that you're just one away, one click, one share, one referral away from your viral moment. Are you ready to capitalize on that and keep that coming in? The last thing that you want is to have a post skyrocket and you're not ready, because that traffic is going to come back to you. But what are those people going to meet when they come back to you? I'm in a position where I'm able to, book speakers and trainers for different programs. And I tell you, many times when I talk to them and I, inquire about their speaking topics, they don't even have an updated Facebook page. They don't even have an updated website. Like, where is your validity and your credibility? You have this business, you've been in business for 5 years, but do you have any digital footprint that can speak for you? A lot of times people are searching for you and researching for you when you are asleep or when you're out of the office. Are you positioned well for people to even want to invest in you? Are you positioned well for me to even refer you? I'm not putting my name on anybody that I can't trust. You're not gonna make me look bad. So are you positioned for more? Do you even have the capacity for more? Have you prepared for more, or you just sitting and wait on it just because you think you're the best at what you do? It doesn't work that way, not in this world. Like right now, when you meet people, it's like, what's your Instagram? You on Facebook? Like, your social capital is very important. What are people encountering when they see you online? And you could be the best at what you do. You could be better than the next person in your city. But there has to be some social proof and some backing to your service or your product. People shop with their eyes. Seeing is believing. And you want to make sure that your digital presence matches up with what you have to offer. Do you need to be perfect? No, but there needs to be some evidence that you are that girl or you are that guy. There needs to be something there. And let me say this too, I don't know why I'm here, but if you are a speaker, a trainer, or a facilitator, before you go out to your next speaking engagement, you need to have something recent on your page. If you are out here speaking and training and doing workshops, you need to have something recent on your page for more reasons than one. But I don't want you on anybody's stage sharing your great information and knowledge, and then we go to your page and there's nothing there, or we can't even find you. I'm thinking of a whole bunch of topics while I'm talking about this, but I hope this has been helpful. I don't want to make it long, but I do want you to think about your fall and winter marketing. It's really like, I need you to do it like right now. Get a plan in place. It's not about perfection. Just get it done, but do have a plan in place. And then schedule that content so that you're not worried about other stuff. You don't have time to be consumed with your social media. Like, that's why people like hire my team. Like, I don't have time for social media. I don't like to do it. And I get it. But if you're not in a position to hire help, you need to make sure that you're scheduling, like block out 1 hour out of the week and schedule content, get it done, put it in your calendar, put it in your phone, turn off your phone so you're not distracted. You know me, I am queen, do not disturb, hashtag queen airplane mode at times. Okay, but block off that time to schedule the content so that you know you have something out there that's moving and shaking. And don't just stop there. You need to have something on the back end, because I don't just want you looking good online. You need to look good offline as well. So how are you then following up with people? How are you creating this experience to where you show that you appreciate people's money? And let me say this too. When I talked about fall promotionals, when I first started this current chat, how are you rewarding your loyal customers? Just think about, if your sales are great for you and you have a constant flow of clients coming in, especially for my people who are e-commerce businesses, if you have a product-based business, if you have loyal customers who are continually purchasing from you, what are you doing to honor their loyalty? Do you have a a loyalty program in place? And I want you to sit down and calculate how much those customers have spent with you in the last 3 months. So let's just say that you have a spa and you offer massages, and you have a client that comes in once a week and she or he pays $95 for that massage. Calculate that for the last 3 months. That client has been that value to you. Now, what are you going to do to reward that client back? Because I promise you, we forget about the people that always come to us. We expect that they're just going to come back because they come back all the time. And that's great. That is great for you, right? That speaks of your service, but you want to ensure that you are also honoring and appreciating that client with more than just a thank you, come back. And I promise you, the more that you do that, that one client is going to create more clients for you. And that saves you money. That saves you, that protects your bottom line. Like that's less marketing that you have to do. Does it make any sense? So like pull like I'm throwing so much at you all. So again, drop if you want these tips, drop an emoji in the chat and I'll and I'll get them to you. But I want you to really take a step back and think of your marketing plan. Think of your marketing plan, put some thought into it because most times we don't think we're just going, but you have to be strategic. You just can't wake up and as Stacy with the E would say, fly by the seat of your pants. You need to have a structure in place so that you can strongly execute your marketing and show up in the digital space as a professional and operate offline as a professional as well. Because I don't care how good you look online, people encounter you offline. They're going to experience your service or your product in person. And best believe, if you're looking good online, it needs to match their experience offline. All right. So if you have any questions, comment below, and I'll see you all next week for another Marketing Monday talk.